This is going to be my review of the entire first season of The Mandalorian. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is probably, and I hate to say that I'm jump on the bandwagon of this is the best Star Wars thing in the Disney era, which is really hard because I really love Last Jedi and, of course, Resistance, and even I wouldn't say Rebels, but there's been a lot of good stuff, like, in terms of novels and comics. Again, Karen Gillan's Darth Vader run. Nice. But no, I'm gonna have to agree with everybody else. This is the best Star Wars thing, if not the best Star Wars thing we've seen in the Disney era of Star Wars. And I'm not saying, like, oh, everything else sucks. I'm saying, like, there's been some really good stuff in the Disney era of Star Wars. This has just been probably the best thing. Like, it's a great story of, like, just this gritty kind of space western kind of thing that, A New Hope was known best for. It's dark, but it's not too dark. It's also, like, it doesn't feel like uber violent. And there were some points in this show where I was really afraid it was just going to be uber violent and uber edgy. No. The thing about Jon Favreau and the people he had direct these episodes is that they all seem to get how to balance the story of doing dark with, and moving some levity in there that's needed. Like, it's not just this random Jar Jar Binks moment. It's more like the comedy in here really kind of sets the tone and helps, like, snap you back and realize, okay, you need a breather, let me give you a second. Yeah, this was a solid 8-episode series. Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian, really great. I really enjoyed his performance. It's very much like with Carl Urban's portrayal of Dredd in, Dredd, where the mask, even though he's wearing a mask, you can clearly see he's emoting so much through it. Like, you can see, like, he's clearly able to emote in there. Now, I am going to have some spoilers for the show, so if you don't want to be spoiled, before I go any further, hit the back button or whatever, or however it is you want to do this, but anyway. The show is really well put together. There's some great action scenes, there's some great, just space... I wouldn't say space battles, it's more like a space duel here and there. But really, this is more of a gritty, down-to-earth kind of story that follows this bounty hunter just trying to make a living and also raising this kid. If anything, and I think if I remember somewhere, I could be wrong, but I vaguely remember Jon Favreau saying that one of the major inspirations for Mandalorian was the series Lone Wolf and Cub, which is a series that actually follows a lot of the same vibes as The Mandalorian. It's about this man who's raising a child this samurai who's raising his child in this post-imperial kind of era of Japan and just kind of roaming around getting into misadventures. So I would not be shocked if that was true of Jon Favreau having one of the major inspirations being Lone Wolf and Cub. That would probably be the case. I would also say that this has got some of the best action sequences in Star Wars that have been filmed. I love the scene in the episode The Sin where the Mandalorian is kind of like sneaking around and using all these kind of traps for each of the stormtroopers as he's trying to get to the kid. It almost felt like I was playing it almost for a brief second I had to remind myself, oh yeah, I'm not playing a video game, because it really felt like something out of Arkham City, didn't it? If you watch that episode, you'll know what I'm talking about, where it feels like creeping around like in PS4 Spider-Man or Arkham City. It really did feel like I was just like, okay, gotta hit X right when the moment's right. Got him! Yeah, tell me you weren't thinking that. And the other thing is what I like about the character of the Mandalorian, or as his name is, Din Djarin. The Mandalorian isn't some uber badass kind of... I mean, he's badass, but he's not like this uber unstoppable, dude who can just do anything and, he has a backup plan for everything. No, he's just a guy who's smart and he knows how to fight. I mean, obviously he's a Mandalorian. He was raised in violence. He knows how to, he knows how to fight, but he's not invincible. he's not like Legends era Boba Fett. And yes, the irony's not lost on me because all the images you're seeing are of Boba Fett and Jango Fett. But yeah, he's not like some uber badass like Boba or Jango. He knows how to fight, and he will lose fights, but he's not like feeble at it. Nor is he, some kind of like uber expert fighter who's gonna come in and just kill everybody. No, he knows when he walks into a room. He's like, okay, I can take out that guy, that guy, that guy. What I can't do is stop when this, and this happens. So he knows when he knows when to cut and run, or knows when to fight, or use kind of like tactics. And when those tactics fail, he's like, well, shit, what do I do now? So that was really cool. The supporting characters are all really great. Of course, Nick Nolte is Quill, or at least the voice of Quill is this nice little Ugnaught character who really bonds with the Mandalorian in the first few episodes and becomes like a voice of reason for him. I really dug that. Gina Carraro as Cara Dune, she's a total badass, and I really would like to see, I would like to see at least a novel or at least some comics from Marvel doing some of her backstory. I would love to see some of her Wetworks missions, because she was a shock trooper for the Rebellion. I would love to see some of the missions she went on during her time in the Rebellion. I don't know if we'll get, maybe it'd be possible to get, a miniseries on Disney+, but realistically, I think the best we could get for that character is maybe, a miniseries or one novel kind of talking about her backstory in the extended stuff. Like I said, comics or novels. That's probably the best what we could hope for if we get any backstory with Cara. Same with Grief. It's frickin' Carl Weathers. You son of a bitch. I really hope this is out there somewhere of an animatic or a comic of the Mandalorian, I'm a bounty hunter. We're not assassins. And he's like, who hired me for this job? And then you hear Grief Karg in the back going, well, because some damn fool thought you were the best. Yeah. And then the Mandalorian goes, Grief! You son of a bitch! I'm getting off topic. But no, it's frickin' Carl Weathers. What do I have to say? The cameos from Ming-Na Wen and Bill Burr and Clancy Brown, all of them, really great. It's really nice to see all these great little character roles here and there, and everyone acts really well. It's not like, ooh, hey, look at this actor or actress who's cameoing in our episode. It's not like that. They actually give fucking effort for each and every episode. I really enjoy that they're giving out, a lot of effort for these characters that they're playing. Even if it's a one-off character, they're still giving a lot of effort. Of course, Taika Waititi as IG-11. Excellent. I absolutely love that character, and I will say for his death, if you saw the last episode of the season, where he's just walking through the lava, did anyone else get Iron Giant vibes? Did anyone else think Iron Giant when he sacrificed himself? I was almost expecting that final scene between him and the Mandalorian, where where IG would go, I go, you stay. I go. No following. Was anyone else half expecting him to say that line? Because I sure as hell was. But it was tragic, and you really feel for these characters. And again, Favreau and everyone else, excellent. Another thing I'm going to mention is, I love some of the cinematography in here. Especially in the not Magnificent Seven episode. And kudos to Bryce Dallas Howard. This is, I think, her first time directing, and she really nailed it. I especially love how they shoot the AT-ST in terms of the cinematography, of making it almost feel like a monster. When you see the red optics go up and you just see it stand up, I'm like, okay, Howard and the whoever was doing the cinematography in here clearly was taking some notes from Jurassic World. Because that's clearly that's something they do for the T-Rex in one of those movies. But no, that was really good cinematography, and there's a lot of great others in this episode. There's no real episode I didn't like. These were all episodes that had some great shots in here. The action sequences are all clean and crisp. You can clearly see what's going on in every one. I was really afraid that there'd be some episodes where the editing would be choppy. I never ran into that personally. I didn't run into that at all. I don't think I once ran into that issue. Real quick, I am really excited for Season 2. Obviously, Disney Plus this is the most hyped thing for Disney Plus, and they were really like, The Mandalorian's going to change the world, and a lot of people were thinking, oh yeah, this is just a lot of, like, hemming and hawing from YouTube, not YouTube, Disney, of, oh, we're the best thing ever, and, you're going to love The Mandalorian, and then everyone's not going to love The Mandalorian, but it turns out we did. So let's talk about that real quick before I go. Let's talk about that final scene in the final episode of Season 1 with Moff Gideon cutting his way out of the TIE Fighter with the fucking Darksaber. Holy shit. So the big question is, how the hell did he get that? Because the last person who had that was Bo-Katan. But however, I'm wondering, did he kill Bo? Did he kill Bo-Katan because... yeah, who holds the Darksaber are kind of like the leaders of Mandalore. So, and they do mention a lot of a great purge that happened on Mandalore. So what probably happened, I'm guessing, well, maybe we'll get more of this in Season 2, and some extended lore, is that what probably happened is that Bo's rebellion and takeover of her asserting herself as the new leader of Mandalore, her and Clan Ren and every other of the clans that supported Bo-Katan, what probably happened is that the Empire came back and cracked down hard and slaughtered a lot of Mandalorians, and Bo was among the dead. Clearly, a certain someone from Clan, Sabine obviously survived that. They never said what happened to Bo and the rest of Clan Ren, so... we'll have to see about that. But yeah, it is also obvious that Moff Gideon had a hand in that, that decimation on Mandalore. So that's what I'm really interested in, is what happened to everyone in the... because it obviously... we're taking some lore from Rebels, because again, that's in canon. And what I also like, real quick, is that they actually say that Mandalore is not really... a race, it's a creed, going back to, like, the Legends era of Mandalore, where anyone could be a Mandalorian. It's a creed, and I know, like, in Clone Wars, Dave Filoni kind of made it like a race, but in here, Favreau has kind of gone back and gone, no, anyone can be a Mandalorian, you just have to follow the creed, you have to follow the code of the walk the path of the Mandalorian. So, I'm glad we're kind of going back to that. In a way, we're going back it's kind of cool to go back to that, and how we kind of snuck that back in from Legends. So that was, pretty neat. But all in all, yeah, I don't mean to jump on the bandwagon, guys, but this has probably been the best, Star Wars Disney thing ever. And this is a guy who likes a lot of the Disney Star Wars stuff. This is coming from a guy who really, likes a lot of the Disney Star Wars stuff. Not so much Rise of Skywalker, but still, a lot of stuff I've enjoyed. So if you haven't already, go get Disney Plus. I got it for this, and of course the MCU stuff that is going to be upcoming next year. But yeah, I am very excited for Season 2. It's coming out in fall. I can't wait. If you love, westerns like the, Man with No Name, Few Dollars More, or, Lone Wolf and Cub, or just Star Wars in general, this definitely gives you your fix. This is definitely a show that is going to 100% give you your fix on Star Wars and just kind of like a fun space western. I was really, on the fence about this, and then I saw the trailers, and I was like, okay, really good trailer, hope it backs it up. And most assuredly, it backed it up. Yeah. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of The Mandalorian Season 1? Did you guys like it, hate it? What do you think happened to Mandalore post the episodes in Rebels? What do you think happened to Bo-Katan? And what are you hoping for Season 2? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? And what do you guys want to see? Just comment below, let me know. If you're watching this on my Vlare TV, just hit the follow button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the link below and follow me on Vlare. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.